Browns staff report says they'll try a four-way quarterback competition with Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, third-round pick, and Shedeur Sanders. They said they're going to try to make it as fair and as efficient as possible. Thus far, our takes since the draft the last 3 weeks have suggested Shedeur is not going to have a shot to get to be the starter. I was a sixth-round pick. Chase was undrafted. We know from firsthand experience, if you're drafted in the fourth round or later, you're instantly running with the twos. More often than not, even the third round or later, you're more likely running with the twos. Though Shedeur is probably going to still be running with the fours, the coaches suggested there's going to be a fair opportunity for everybody. So, James, does that change your opinion? Do you expect Shedeur to start sooner now?
Oh, yeah, it absolutely changes my opinion. I expect Shedeur to go in this game real early, especially depending on how he looks in the preseason. Because basically what you're saying is that you don't have one. Yeah. That's basically what you're saying. Right now, as we enter into training camp, we don't have a bona fide starter. This is an open competition. I ain't never, ever heard this. Yeah. Walking into a training camp. Two dudes going here and two dudes going, no, bro, you with the ones, you with the twos, you with the threes, and if you don't like it, work your way up there. That's usually how it goes. So to start off by even saying this before training camp even opens lets me know that we're letting you know, Kenny Pickett, we're letting you know, Joe Flacco, that, hey, ain't nothing guaranteed, homeboy. Dylan Gabriel, you third round, we understand, but ain't nothing guaranteed. And it's also letting Shedeur know, just because you might be starting with the fours on the depth chart don't mean you got to stay there, dog. Usually if you're a fifth rounder, especially at quarterback, you usually got to stay there. You don't have to stay there. This is an open competition. I believe if he balls in preseason, he's going to have a true opportunity to get into this game. And not only that, I think a lot of the quarterbacks that do start is going to be on a very short leash if you do not play well, which means the next quarterback is going to get an opportunity. I can see Shedeur starting sooner, man. This is going to be interesting right here. This is going to be real interesting.
I'm not going to gospel. I hate to say I told y'all so. When you talk about these quarterbacks, I say, yo, they're a room full of unproven starters. And I know Shedeur's a fifth rounder, but they all like kind of fifth rounders. The coach, I've been playing football for long, so I've never heard a coach say,
I ain't never heard this.
Yeah, man, the fifth rounder, the third rounder, the old 40-year-old quarterback, and then the younger quarterback, y'all all going to split reps.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how they're doing.
Think about that, though, for a second, though. Think about what that sounds like. The fifth-round draft pick, the third-round draft pick, the starter, the old starter, and then I guess the trading quarterback, that would be Pickett. Y'all all going to split reps? Yeah. Huh?
I don't know.
And y'all telling me Shedeur might not start sooner than later? Man, okay.
This changes.
I told you he might.
This changes my answer completely. Yeah. If they are being honest, if they're being sincere, if they're being genuine, and we obviously know coaches lie a lot. I've been lied to, James been lied to, Chase been lied to. Hopefully Shady hasn't.
Wait, real quick. Now, they do lie, but you're not about to waste no time to lie about no fifth and third round draft pick. Well, you got a whole team to worry about.
I think lie about perception, right? I think the Titans lied to us when they said they viewed Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Shedeur Sanders as the number one overall picks. I think the Titans lied to us. I think they were lying. I think people lied to us. I know I've been lied to. Hey, Acho, gonna make sure you get a fair shot. I remember Chip Kelly told us that the worst lie, most egregious lie I've ever heard, well, two from Chip, but the most egregious lie I heard from Chip after the last day of practice and camp. He said, hey, everybody, turn all your uniform and your equipment stuff in, all your Eagles gear in. We're gonna wash it, get it right back to you. I'm like, no, Chip, you're cutting half the team, and you don't want them to leave with the stuff. Like, coaches, they water down the truth. I get it. This is what they do. It was my fourth year in the league, so I know how it goes by now. It's like, hey, wash it. Our equipment guys, you're Greg, and the equipment guys, we're going to wash it, get it right back to you. I'm like, Chip, you're lying. Anyway, coaches can lie. Assuming this is true, though, yeah, Shedeur going to start much sooner. I think I had Shedeur starting after the bye, week 10. I believe now he starts week 6. Assuming this is true, I think Shedeur enters the season as the number 2 overall quarterback instead of the number 3 or the number 4 overall quarterback. Assuming this is true, I believe that Shedeur is the second most talented plus potential quarterback on the roster. So assuming this is true, it completely changes Shedeur's runway, completely changes Shedeur's path, completely changes everything. if this is true, but again, viewers at home understand that if contingency is gigantic. But if it's true, it changes everything.
Just take me through the quarterback situation you said. So if it's true, you think Shedeur starts season as quarterback 2. What's the?
I still fervently believe Joe Flacco is going to start the season. Me personally, right?
Yeah.
I think Kenny Pickett likely gets dealt. He makes the most sense. He has the highest trade value. And I think Shedeur beats out.
You think he gets traded?
Yeah, I think Pickett gets dealt.
Joe's cut.
I don't want to get.
We don't want to get into that. Look, for me, I don't know. It definitely changes. I'm just trying to figure out like what the Browns are doing, because we talked about this in the pre-show. It's like, all right, so what they're doing is they have 4 quarterbacks. So cut that in half. It's 2. And they were saying that 2 quarterbacks are going to split reps with the ones one day, and 2 quarterbacks are going to split reps with the twos
and the threes
one day. And I'm just like, okay, and I think it's a great opportunity for Shedeur.
You know why?
I've never heard of this. And I played for a lot of different teams over 14 years. We've never done that. It's been the ones get this, the twos get that, the threes get that. Yeah. And I think I said this, I said bye week as well. I don't know if he starts sooner, because in my opinion, like, they drafted Dylan Gabriel ahead of him. And I think they feel some type of way to give Dylan a chance to go out there and win the job. And I sort of agree with maybe what the Browns are doing here. And I said it a couple weeks ago. I said, I think they should probably let Shedeur and or Dylan play sooner rather than later to give them a good bit of the season to show the Browns what they are about. Because let's be honest, when you draft a guy in the 3rd round, you draft a guy in the 5th round, it's not going to preclude you from drafting a guy next year to be the number 1 overall pick. They have 2 first-round picks next year. So I do think it's smart for the Browns to be able to do that. However, it's like when you look at Joe Flacco and you look at Kenny Pickett, like, where do they expect these guys to take them? Do you think they're going to take them to the playoffs? And if you are, you probably need to roll with him. If you're not, then you need to give the rookies, plural, a chance to like go out there and prove like what they are and how they are. Because let's be honest, and we've talked about this a lot, next year's quarterback class, from what I've studied early, it's going to be a lot better than this year's. The Browns have 2 first-round picks that they can be aggressive to go up and get someone if the rookies don't work out.
All right. How long have you been playing in the NFL?
I played 9 years.
Chase, you like
14.
4 of them. 4. So that's a lot of years here, right? We ain't never heard this before.
Never.
You know why? Because you drafted a first-round quarterback in the 5th round. That's the truth of it. You try to teach him a lesson, now it backfired. Because the 3rd-round quarterback, we try to be respectful. Chase trying to be respectful. I get it. You're a quarterback and all that, and I get all that. But we know he's not better than Shedeur. We know what the team knows, the player knows. We know that. And we know that Shedeur is going to pass him real quick, right? But we got to do the steps. So let's just get Gabriel out the way, because we're not even going to talk about him like we did before the draft. Number 2 is, what the hell a franchise say the 5th-round quarterback, the starter, and then a guy we traded for, a young guy we traded for that was a former first-rounder, they going to split equal reps as a starter? When have we ever heard of that?
Never heard of that.
And you know why? Because it's never been a situation like this, where a first-round quarterback, you want to prove a point to him, make the kid humble, bow down, kiss the ring, right? And now you want him to play. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. Because now you are in a room with quarterbacks that's not proven. Yeah. Now you're in a room with 5th round, 3rd round, 5th round, 4th round type talent quarterbacks in the room. And the best one is going to win it out. So I said it earlier before we even got to this point. Yeah. Hey, I think Shedeur's going to start a little earlier. Now when the proof comes out, because I heard you saying coaches lie. What's what coaches don't do, though? Mm-hmm. Coaches are not going to waste their time to address the media and the whole entire team about lying about a 5th and 3rd round draft pick. Because really, for real talk, they don't really matter in the NFL. Okay? Yeah. So hold on, James. Yeah. So knowing all that, they're not going to make that up. And now that we have the evidence that it's going to be an equal, fair playing field with Shedeur Sanders and all the other guys in that room, the writing's on the wall, James.
Number one, I don't know why lie. Because if you lie, it's just going to put more attention on yourself.
That's right.
I think you come out, you say, listen, man, Shedeur got a lot of work to do. He's going to start off with the 4s, and he got to work his way up. We'll see how he looks in preseason. That's to help you, so I don't got to stand up here every day and answer questions on the podium about who the starting quarterback and the rotations and all that. Now you coming out saying this, oh, we gonna have 2 dudes going here, 2 dudes going there. That instantly lets me know that we don't have a guy that we trust and believe in.
That's right.
We know we're not going nowhere with Joe Flacco. I think Joe Flacco be the odd man out. I think Kenny Pickett's still extremely young, and he was a first-round quarterback.
Yes, he was.
So the bonus of starting him is, wow, if we can get this dude to be good, and he's still young, and he was a first-rounder, we got lucky. And then we have 2 solid young players behind him to back him up. But for the viewers, the way training camp works, and we all been in training camps, right? I've been in training camps to where the ones, we take the first 2 reps.
That's all I did.
With Aaron Rodgers, we take the first 2 reps, and that's it. At the end of the training camp practice, we ran on our own because we ain't practiced that much in Green Bay. Because we was a no-huddle offense and we was rolling. We didn't practice that much. Then the coach would have on there, hey, man, this day you with the 2s, homeboy. Oh. Tomorrow you with the 3s. Ooh. You gonna be with the 2s the next day. And we like, ooh, it's a competition right there. Ooh, who gonna ball? We knew that.
That's true. That is true.
We knew,
That's
hey,
true
that 4th, 5th receiver. Hey, ooh, it's a competition right there. Yeah, he with the 2s today. You see him. He with 2. So that starting training camp like this.
Yeah, well, this is
it's wide open, bro. Shedeur has an opportunity to start, dog.
Yeah,
he does.
He does, but this is OTAs. And OTAs is different than training camp. If this situation lends itself to training camp, then I think it's a completely different situation. Because if they're doing this in training camp,
I think it's opposite though.
Then I think that he has a chance to start.
But I think. Go ahead, Acho, but doing it right now says something.
I'm about to say real quick. I'm about to say, if you do it, no.
My opinion is
but Chase, I would say it means more if you did it in training camp. Let's see what's going on. You doing it early. Let's just get this thing out the way. Let's find out who our guy really is now. So they doing it earlier to see who it is.
It's a glorified walkthrough practice.
But before I forget this, though, before I forget this, you've never been in this situation as a backup quarterback to where you coming into the situation and they like, listen, man, you're going with the 1s this day, you're going with the 1s, and open. You probably been in situations to where you knew.
I've been in a situation. I've got
this dude is starting, and this is what it is behind him.
I was in a situation to get some reps with the 1s in Philly for.
So take us through that.
Well, it was one day, and then they knew they were trading Sam Bradford, and they drafted Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? So
that's different though.
But
what if they said, Chase, yo, listen. Everybody, ain't no trades. Everybody's here right now.
Yeah,
right. And we gonna and I don't know what role you was as far as like 1, 2, or 3, but listen, you in a chance to start, dog.
I've seen it. So it happened in Philly. I didn't see it at Q, but it happened in Philly at the linebacker position because we were in a dilemma. After we traded Shady for Kiko Alonso, the problem was this: we had D'Amico Ryans on the team, we had Michael Kendricks on the team, we had Kiko Alonso on the team. We're a 2 linebacker starting team. We drafted Jordan Hicks in the 3rd round. So that was one of those training camps where it was like, all right, this day, hey, Kendricks, you're up with Miko. Next day, Kiko, you're up with Miko. Next day, Kiko, you're up with Kendricks. Next day, Kiko, you're up with Acho with the 2s. Next day, Kiko, you're up with Hicks with the 2s. Next day, Hicks, your 3rd round pick, you're gonna run with Miko today. I've seen it never at Q, but when it is a completely open, just competition, I've seen like you take 1s.
So you saying that they did it because they were trying to figure out.
They were trying to figure things out.
100% who could start.
And imagine doing it with the quarterback.
Exactly.
Oh,
To me, it means something. It means something.
Yeah.
Hey, what means more than... What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.